and unplanned and everything. Sorry, let me just go to some various things and delete this and delete that. Long story short, people, for those of you who are interested and care, it has been abnormally hot lately up here in Alberta, coming close to about 40 degrees Celsius. What is that in Fahrenheit? Let me check. 40 degrees. Okay, 40 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. That's about 104. So probably, if you're out in the southern states, that's probably an average day. But up here, no, it is not normal. So we had to stop and get an abnormally large drink. And contrary to what I thought, everyone else in town had the same idea. So the lineup was long. And there was only one cashier working the till at the 7-Eleven. Oh, look, Salutations Studios. Salutations to you. How are you, you beautiful person? Tell me about yourself, sir. Other than, oh, I just clicked on something I probably shouldn't have. I'm trying to like click on. Wait, no, I'm not going to ban salutation. What? Oh, man, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I seriously don't. There we go. You have always been beautiful, Salutation Studios. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Have you done any writing this week? Is that why you've joined us? Please tell me that you have, because I have not. I have done plotting and planning. Tell me about, you want, what? Tell you about me? Okay, excellent. Well, I mean, not excellent that you've done 0% writing. Plus, I'm pretty sure that's a lie. You've probably done plenty of writing in your life. Essays, short stories. Maybe it's in school, but it still counts. I was interested in, I'm still interested in film. Used to be interested in filmmaking, thinking, ooh, I'll be a director. But then I got to work on some sets, and I didn't like it. And it was not a, it didn't feel like a very creatively fulfilling place. Very businesslike, very hierarchical. Don't talk to these people. Don't look at these people. Don't touch these things. Do not do this job. Like, your job is this. And it just felt like, what? We're supposed to help each other out, man. It's about creative and being like awesome with each other. But no, you can't. So very unionized. Anyway, but I still like writing. And I've written a handful of screenplays. I dabbled in a novel earlier this year, but I just feel drawn back to the screenplay format. So that is what I'm working on right now. But, so sci-fi-ish story. And Camp NaNoWriMo is starting in a couple days. So that's right. Let's see if we can knock something out of the park for the month. Whether that's completing the first draft of a screenplay or getting close. I get distracted. I have a very short attention span. Squirrel! Like that. So, yes, let's do it. What are you writing? Come on, tell me. Salutation Studios. Give me the 411. I'm listening. And I'm listening. And you're not typing. Well, you probably are typing, but it might be like a long conversation. Like maybe you're typing a lot of stuff. An emoji? Ah, fantasy, but world building, all that has not been my forte. Understandable. I love fantasy. I have trouble with names. Can you give us a little taste of your idea for a young adult fantasy? I would love to, like, can you sum it up? What's your elevator pitch or your log line? Like in 1 or 2 sentences. So your protagonist must do this, but is hampered by this, to sum it up. I'm trying to write, like, where did I put my log line? Where did I write it? Where did I write the log line? I cannot find it. where I wrote it. I feel kind of foolish with it being so quiet when I do not know where my log line is. Well, there's kind of it. Okay, yes, here it is. Oh, a band kid, an orchestra kid, and a choir kid are swept away to a land where music is the magic system to solve some problem. Yes. It might need to be a little fleshed out a little bit, but I do like music as a magic system. That is intriguing. Now, I wonder, is it instruments or can it be like, could they whistle? Like, is it any kind of musical, like harmonic notes? Like the notes are almost like the words of a spell. So you could do it on a flute or you could whistle it or you could sing it. That could be interesting. I like it. I like the world building as you've done already. Kudos. Thank you. Thank you very much. But no, thank you, sir or ma'am. I like it. So yeah, you do have to do some band, orchestra, and choir kid. Well, I guess the choir kid would be like a singing person. Orchestra, band, they'd both be instrumental people. I wonder if magic works like in the sense if you play on an instrument, that's like one type of magic, but vocal magic is something else. Just like fire magic and ice magic. So I'm just thinking of like Avatar the Airbender, Last Airbender. You know, airbending, earthbending, firebending. Maybe this is like vocal magic, windwood magic, brass magic. I will give you my little log line here. Oh, look, the Cloudish has joined us. Music puzzles, lots of room for songs, yeah. I do like that. Magic puzzles. So spell books would be like music books. I come across this forbidden symphony. Ooh, and would like playing a symphony cause crazy things to happen? Like destroy the world? That would be weird. Like someone has written an orchestra, like a music piece that if played by an orchestra or like, you know, a brass, a woodwind, percussion, sung, it works together to destroy the world. So they found this forbidden music. Salutation Studios, you have something there. So I think you should work on it. Did I mention my idea for a screenplay that was a musical called what did I call it? I Hate Musicals, the musical. That was sort of like a fun working title, but I think it probably would come down to Apocalypse, the musical. No, maybe not that. I can't. Basically, my idea for a zombie movie was that instead of turning people into zombies, this disease, instead of the virus turning people into zombies and making them crave brains and becoming undead, it turned everyone into like singing and dancing, psychically linked people. So musicals became real. Someone was feeling something and everyone around them, because they were psychically linked, would feel it too, and they would know how to dance and sing in synchronized time. So, you know, graduation, the jock, prom king and prom queen are dancing down the hallway and everyone's, yeah. Meanwhile, the people who are immune to this in like a zombie apocalypse, they'd be like, I can be bitten. I'm not going to turn into a zombie because I'm immune. It'd be awesome. But in this world, they felt very left out because everyone was in sync with each other and they knew how they felt. And basically, the world was at peace, but they felt like an outcast. So, you know nothing of music? I had thought of a post-apocalypse where the resistance fought with music. Interesting. They listened to different types of music. Music is an interesting beast. I like it. As a musician, you hate musicals? Salutations. I'm banning you right now. And banned. Just kidding. I love musicals. I was Shrek in Shrek the Musical. Not the Broadway one, obviously. That would have been awesome. But in our local theater production of Shrek the Musical, I was Shrek. So I got to... Once upon a time, there lived a little ogre named Shrek who lived in a swamp with his parents lived with his parents in a swamp by a tree. It was a nasty place, but he was happy because ogres like nasty. Oh, you were in the pit for that show. It was a High School Musical production there. Where are you from, Sally? You don't have to give me the town or anything, but like, where in the world are you? Alberta? Canada? The States? Europe? Where? Texas! So you probably have a really good band. Because frankly, I always thought that maybe this is just me watching American movies. It seems like every high school has like really good drama program, really good band program. So I'm thinking you guys probably did quite well. So we do, like my town, they do very well with what we do, well with what we have, but we do not seem to have that. I think our band in Shrek was 10 people, maybe. Anyway, it was fun. It was really well done. And speaking as Shrek, I thought we did awesome. Guess I'd be a hero with sword and armor clashing, looking semi-dashing, a shield within my grip. Or else I'd be a Viking, then live a life of daring. Yeah, football. I hear football is important in Texas. That's weird. I played football too in high school. First team all-star. What? Of course, I was center. So I didn't do much. I hiked the ball, had some guy touch my butt every play, which was kind of awkward because this guy was handsy. It was weird. Not as bad as the backup quarterback. Maybe I don't want to get into that discussion. I felt violated a little. So, but still, I mean, it's cool that, man, I would love a high school with a fully funded theater program, like stage, costumes, back room, dedicated space. We don't have that. It makes me sad. So anyway, kudos to you. And I hope that are you still in high school? Or are you done? I get the feeling you're done. Oh, we're up here in Alberta, Canada. I'm not sure. Let me just... Rocky Mountain House. Well, it just says the Rocky Writers Group, but it's Rocky Mountain House. Oh, you're a teacher now. Well, that's awesome. Kudos to you, because I guess it depends on the age of the kids that you're teaching. There's like some that I don't know if I would have the patience for. Sometimes. Yeah. So what do you teach? Okay, well, middle school, they're kind of like, they're old enough to be, engaged, but like, you engage with them but yeah, don't have to entertain them too much. I think the younger ones are the ones that would, because I have very little energy. So, oh, music. Well, I am kind of embarrassed then because I don't play music. I like to sing, but that's about it. I played tenor saxophone for 6 years, and I don't remember any of it. I shouldn't say, I could maybe do a scale. But that's pretty sad. So, but now I guess I'm kind of understanding you teach middle school music, and now your story involves music in some way. They say write what you know, and it seems like you're doing it. I sold my tenor sax. I wanted to go to Disneyland, and I thought, well, this tenor sax has been sitting under my bed for too long. I could sell it and use it to help me go to Disneyland. And Disneyland's awesome. Right? The Cloudish? Actually, I have no idea if the Cloudish is... Wait, if you... Maybe... else likes Disneyland here. In which case, both of you are banned. Oh, we're not going to do that. Today, though, was that music is away? Yeah. Glee watched. I liked the first season. Kind of trickled off after that. My daughter watches High School Musical, the musical, the series. No, High School Musical, the series, musical. I can't read. It's a very confusing title. And excellent. You are unbanned, Salutation Studios. Because I was so late, because it was so hot. What's the temperature down in Texas right now? Quick. Tell me. I did my calculations. It's about 104 up here. And it's too hot. What? 86 down there? It's 104 up here. 104, 100, 102. It's unpleasant. And so I was late getting in. Oh, rain. Cool weather. I wanted to just, before we did our writing stuff today, which was going to happen in like 10 minutes, but you guys are like awesome in chatting with me. Settings that reinforce character. There. Settings that reinforce. This is from NaNoWriMo. Camp NaNoWriMo, Cloudish, Salutation Studios. Camp NaNoWriMo is starting on July 1st. 31 days to write something. It's just Camp NaNoWriMo, so it's not like a full-fledged NaNoWriMo, which is in November. So I just set myself a $15,000 word thing. So I'm going to write 15,000 words in the month of July. I just have to do 500 words a day. We'll see if I can do it. But anyway, settings that reinforce character. This is just a thing to think about when you're writing. Last week we talked about settings. Man, what is it? No, mood. Was it mood? Settings. Oh yeah, settings that emphasize mood. Oh, maybe we jumped ahead. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking maybe we... Sorry, I'm scratching my leg here. Itchy. Because we talked... Where's the worksheet? Now I'm embarrassed. See, this is what happens. Normally I come in like half an hour early just so I can get prepared. And this time, because things were so up in the air, I got in here basically 4 or 5 minutes. Oh. You know what? You're my favorite viewer now. I had the Cloudish was my favorite viewer. And sorry, Cloudish, but you have been demoted. You are now number 2. And I'm not even sure if... Hold on, let me just check and see if I Just Kicked the Wall has shown up. Because she... Oh, nope, she hasn't. Shame on her. Yes, you have been promoted. There is no badge or medal or anything of the sort, but virtual high five. High five. Did I see? Either way. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. We talked about setting affecting character, or setting revealing character and mood last time. Indeed. Thank you. So, for instance, in this case, one of the example that was used last week was a young girl. She used to share a room with her older sister. Her older sister has graduated and has moved out. So her mood is, feeling alone. So what would the setting be like? So it was the room, and it was empty, and all these things that used to be full, like the dresser and the wall, are now blank. And how the younger sister now, is feeling a little empty too, just like the room. So setting reinforces the mood. But I think that was the character. That's what's so confusing, because setting can also reflect mood, which is why I was like, I thought that's what we did last week was mood, but no, and this is character. But no, it feels like we did character last week, and now, So I'll just quickly sum up. We already did the character setting reveal character. Setting can also reveal, that's the mood. That's with horror movies. So, you know, an empty children's an orphanage. It's creepy because it's supposed to be filled with kids and noise and maybe not happy, but like, you know, full of life and youth. And now it's empty and vacant and dark. And that's creepy because it's the opposite of what we would think. Empty, creepy churches, empty, creepy schools, things like that. When you take something and twist it a little bit, it can turn a setting in and give us the mood that you're wanting. So when you're writing, if you're wanting, I think I want people to feel scared, then write, make it, put it in a setting, do something to the setting that kind of does that. So I'm just trying to think of one of my settings, and it's changed in my head because, well, originally I had kind of a very sterile lab setting in my script where some of the action would take place in the early on first act. And now I'm thinking, you know what? It's too sterile and clean, and it's, yeah, that's not the mood I'm going for. I'm going for kind of someone who is like someone who hoards, right? That says something about the character. Like they are holding on to things. They attach importance to items. Exactly. Mordor isn't the land of butterflies and rainbows. That would be interesting if it was, though. If the Dark Lord lived in like a verdant green land with waterfalls and rainbows and puppy dogs and chocolate, and yet he was the ultimate evil. That would be weird, but it would be humorous, I think. I think you would turn that, the book would not be serious anymore because it's so different. So yes, it's got to reflect the owner. So I'm thinking my character, because he's afraid of the technology going and losing it all, people like, so he hoards. So the lab idea where he works on projects, too sterile, too clean. Now it's more of a pawn shop. That's his business. People want to sell old stuff and he just wants to, you know, I'll buy it. He even doesn't really care if people buy it, get it back. He just wants to, so his shelves full of old things that he's afraid, and then he can study at his own leisure. Of course, he's losing money. Not a very good businessman, but the Dark Lord, that would be interesting. How much you want to bet, though, that if that actually happened, the hobbits would make the gross Deadlands better? I think it would be one of those good, like, moral stories where the bad guy sees all the beautiful, lush area and, things suck in this land. They get all the good stuff. So he goes and conquers those lands, kicks them out. And then they turn the crappy lands that he lived in into like the same thing that they had when they left. Meanwhile, he destroys the land that they have. And then he's like, it's a Phoenix story. Out of the ashes, or Phoenix, River Phoenix. Because I don't think he can act in these stories anymore because he's dead. I miss him. He was in The Explorers. I have no idea how old you are, so I may be referencing movies that you guys don't know about. The Explorers. Yes, you are beautiful. Especially since your name is Purple. And I don't even know if you could... Actually, wait, is that... Oh, Cloudish is purple, too. I was going to say, nice choice. Purple's a lovely color. But everyone's purple, apparently, in this chat, so... But... Anyway, I'm getting off track. The Explorers, River Phoenix. He was in that along with Ethan Hawke when they were young kids. About aliens and dreams and spaceships. As a young child at that time in the 80s, awesome story. And then he was also young Indiana Jones in Last Crusade. You're a wee lad at the ripe age of 27. Yeah, you are wee. Dude, you're young. You know what I'm saying? You got like your whole life ahead of you. Oh, youth is wasted on the young, I say. Shame. Treasure your youth is what I say. Anyway, oh my goodness, we got like just a couple more minutes left. So, because I hope you guys, because we're starting to write in just a short couple days, I hope you are preparing and plotting out. I'm just focusing on Act 1 for, I've written out some cue cards for scenes. I've got most of them done. We're going to start in like 20 minutes. 20. I can't even reference a lot of the movies and music growing up because you won't even get it. The 80s was a magic. Watch The Wedding Singer, and the music is just like magical. It's a nice day for a white wedding. It's a nice day to start again. Sorry, I'm in the library. I probably should be quieter. So I've got 2 scenes to finish. I've got most of the scenes sort of semi-plotted out, though I've got to work on the setting. And maybe that would be good for you guys when you're plotting out and you're thinking of your scenes. How does the scene, does it reveal anything about your character? If they're empty and dead inside, maybe they work at a morgue where everything is empty and dead. I don't know. Or does it reveal the mood? Like you're wanting to freak them out, or you want them to feel comfortable and warm and like, you know, it takes place at, oh my goodness, my hat is. It's like you put on a hat in and you don't have a mirror, so you don't know if it's, anyway. I'm babbling. Okay, now let's get going. We're gonna start now. 30 minutes, I don't have a timer because I accidentally deleted the files. So what can I say? Me and computers, sometimes we butt heads a little bit. That's why I prefer console gaming, because everything is just set up all nice and I just put in the game and play. PC gaming, let's do it. I just want to tell this one story about me and computers because it might reveal a little bit about me and my obstinance and maybe a little bit of my idiocy. I bought a computer game when I was younger that required a certain amount of RAM. And I had half of what was needed. And I was sure that if I just tweaked memory settings on the computer, I could get it to work. I spent a year learning about RAM, EMS, XMS RAM, trying to change settings, and I could not get this game to work. It wasn't until I basically begged my dad to go out and buy 1 megabyte of RAM for the computer. I won't say how much it was because it was ridiculous. And long story short, I finally got to play the game. But me and computers have kind of had not a great relationship ever since. It was Ultima Underworld. So it was probably the most amazing game I ever played. Nice indeed. You can play it for free now. Just search it online. I think DOSBox, you can download DOSBox for free and Ultima Underworld. And it's just a fun game. It's like first-person RPG, but it was the first game I ever bought myself. Good times. Good times. I still want to be a game writer. Like, I think writing for game development would also be a lovely career. So if any good companies out there are watching this and think, wow, we like the cut of his jib, give me a call. I mean, I love the library, but I love you more. Okay, started. Let's go. We have until 8 o'clock. So get out your pen and paper or your word processor and start plotting or writing, thinking specifically about setting. How does it reinforce character? How does it reveal mood? Those things. Where am I with mine? I've got opening scene. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I'm writing on. You don't have to. It just helps to fill the silence. Opening scene, mysterious device discovered thousands of years ago. Current day, protagonist wakes up in his pawn shop. He sleeps in the couch in the back because he's a bachelor guy. He's 27. What do they, I mean, they don't have a house. No. They live on couches and in the backs of vehicles. Who am I kidding? 27, you have a job. I'm sure you have a house. But this guy doesn't. And he's not 27. He's like 21. He wakes up in the morning because he's got a meeting. He's meeting with someone. He got a message saying, "Hey, meet me at the road out of town, man. 3 o'clock, got something for you." So he gets up. We learn that one, he walks with a cane. His legs don't work very well. And he's missing an arm. Both birth issues. Not like because he was a soldier in the war and lost it, no. So he wakes up, gets ready in the dark. So we just kind of learn a little bit about him from where he wakes up. He's on a couch in his pawn shop, so he doesn't got a house. He doesn't have a house. Doesn't live with anyone. He doesn't really take care of it, or doesn't put a lot of emphasis on like housekeeping. He sleeps on a couch in his office. Then he arrives at the town road in the morning. It's still dark out. So here, I'm hoping the setting reveals that he is doing something illicit, illegal, if you will, because he's doing it kind of in the middle of night, and I'm going to say out in the middle of nowhere, because he kind of lives in a small village, small town, so not a very busy highway in and out. He gets a crate from someone he knows in the big city. She wanted to get him the last delivery in before the new tech restrictions came into effect at midnight. So not only has been buying things from people in town, but he has a contact in the city who sends him tech. Because she knows he likes it, and she likes him. And that we learn there's also new tech restrictions, sort of like social distancing stuff. The restrictions coming and going all the time. In this case, it's tech restrictions. And before, maybe there was like Class B technology is banned, but now a bigger chunk is classified or restricted. So she just wanted to get him a big delivery before the restrictions came in, and she couldn't do that anymore. So he gets that. Then he's back at the pawn shop, looking around his pawn shop because new tech restrictions. So he has to go around his pawn shop. He has the crate open, and he's just grabbing stuff according to a list that is now restricted. So he's tossing it in the crate along with the stuff that she sent him. And so we learn that he's going to obey the law, sort of, but he doesn't destroy it. He just hops it into a little freight elevator and goes down into the basement with this stuff, where there's a lot more. So we learn, he's kind of doesn't really follow the rules. He's a rebel. So yeah, in the back, starts going through the stuff in the crate, looking at it, scanning it, making 3D scans of every item, and then recycling it, breaking it down into the core elements, metal, like aluminum, gold, copper, carbon fiber, optical, glass. This device scans and then breaks it down to the raw material so he can rebuild it again if he wants, or put in, it's like a 3D printer, but very much more high tech. And then while he's doing that, he finds the mysterious device and examines it. He makes high-def scans of it. And I think while he does that, when he's scanning the device. Well, maybe does it? I haven't decided yet how people are going to. But he recycles it. He doesn't really know if he should, but he does it anyway. Then he's curious about the device, so then he goes to his father's. So the setting there is, well, his father's house. It's going to be an awkward conversation. So I've got to make the setting feel awkward. And for me, social interaction is always awkward, which is why this is nice, because there's like a barrier between. I feel safe. The screen and the camera is like a blanket. Yeah. I have issues. Many years strain. I think it's because they used to live in the city when he was younger, and his mother died, and they moved out to this stupid podunk town, middle of nowhere. That, do you know they ride horses to get around? There used to be flying cars, Dad. Flying cars, Dad. And now I have to go and ride a freaking horse if I want to go to the store. Cell phones, Dad. We had cell phones. Now I have to walk down the street and knock on doors if I want to talk to somebody. What is up with that? So yeah, he's a little angry at his dad. Doesn't understand what his dad did. Anyway, but after he visits his dad and shows him the scan, say, "Hey, what's this, Dad? Want to tell me?" His dad's like, "I don't know. Oh, did we lose? We lost the Cloudish." Anyway, so after he talks to his dad and says, "Hey, what's this weird thing I scanned?" His dad's like, "I don't know." His dad is, I think, is kind of slightly a history buff. Maybe he used to be a professor. Not like, I don't want him to be like the one guy in the world who knows what this device is, because that just seems a little convenient. But maybe he knows enough to say, like, this is high tech. This is like high tech, but it's old. Like, that's strange. That's not normal. It's like finding a bolt in a 10 million year old chunk of rock, or a battery in ancient Egypt. Like, you know, like the weird kind of anachronisms that pop up. So it's like that. He's knowledgeable enough to do that. Then he goes to the cafe. Next setting. Because this is his other part of the job, besides the pawn shop, is he scans high-tech devices. He uses the raw materials, and like the devices are wrecked, but it's like puts the working components from one scan he did with the working components of another one he did, and he makes a new device and then 3D prints. So he delivers like maybe cell phones or whatever this, I was thinking like cell phones with some sort of local networking that they link to each other. So he delivers that to a local drug dealer. And then, what did I have there? While he's there, he gets an alarm that his store is being broken into. It's like, what? But he goes. He hobbles and returns to his lab. It's been broken into, lots of stuff disturbed. Ancient artifact, well, has been, obviously he destroyed it, so that's not the deal. But he notices that his computer has been touched. So he examines it. I'm just going to write this. Sees the 3D scan device has been deleted. Boom. That's it. It's like, wait a minute. Okay, and I've got the one-act break. So I basically got 3 scenes to fill. And we've got 16 minutes, well, 17 minutes to continue. So, la 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 la. Sorry, I'm just fiddling around here. All of those days, all of the prices paid, yeah. Now on our way, now on the road we made, yeah. That is from a Disney movie called Double Switch. Now I gotta look it up. Is it Double Switch? Yes, it is Double Switch. That's the name of it. Oh my goodness. Is that? I gotta see. Sorry, man. I'm getting distracted yet again. I've got to go see it if it's on Disney Plus at some point, but not today because I'm going to be writing. Okay. So it's been deleted. What would you do? You came upon this device. You notice things are missing, ransacked, maybe gold has been stolen, maybe. So it's like made to look like a robbery. What would you do? I know. Needs material to finish build for drug lord. So orders devices. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay, I like. So now, because it's been broken into, device, the file has been deleted, but he's got a backup. He doesn't like. I can rebuild it if I wanted to. But they did steal some valuable material. I mean, like if you were recycling lots of things, and there's probably like rare earth metals, just like today, that are harder to come by and you still need them to build. So if you recycled a couple thousand phones and you had like a little bar of, I don't know what you would need, something. Anyway, and that one little bit was stolen, you can't make that phone anymore, or any of the phones. Maybe you need that for the, like, that's what some of the connectors or semiconductors or whatever. I don't know technology. So he's in his lab, he's having a meltdown. Okay, it goes up to his, where would he go? He would go to his office / bedroom. Drug lord. Missing. Jail. Can't build order. Drug lord is surprised surprisingly understanding. So, I'm thinking this is leading me to think that maybe my Act 1 might be slightly different. I'd made a scene for Act 1 like, oh yeah, this is what I'm working to. But now I feel like it's not quite where I'm going to. So I'm intrigued. Where is this taking me? Where is this taking me? Hold on, I think I lost everyone. I did. Now the end is near, and as I face the final curtain, my friends, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. Anyway, continue writing. So he puts 2 and 2 together. Lord get an order of his lab. So, drug lords. What would he do? What would it? Well, I call him a drug lord, but he might not be selling drugs. I don't really know. What would he? He could be dealing with illegal tech too, for all I know. I have a feeling like it's mostly drugs, though. Like that's just something that's always going to be around. So drug. But where would he? Where would he be? I might have to do some interviewing. I know some people, not who sell, but some police officers. They might be able to sort of tell me about what jobs they often have on the side that might help facilitate their industry. Like maybe they are like taxi drivers. As an example, I'm just pulling that out. I have no idea. But like someone who so they drive around. They have a reason to go from this house to that house to this house to that house. And if they get stopped, it's like or an Uber driver, or skip the dishes. I don't know. Like someone who it gives them a reason why they're driving around from place to place. They could be. What if they're a pharmacist? Then they'd have an excuse why they're dealing with narcotics. Like, sure, I had to order a barrel of this. I need to make this medicine. Sure, I might use it to do this, but I'm going to have to do some research. I'm just going to put, I said liar. Drug lord's liar. But it's layer. Day. Kenyon. Kaon? Yeah, not Kenyon. Kaon. Confronts gets truth of him with made bomb, fake bomb, and then wants the material back. Tells him to contact deal. Exchange other 3D scan up material needs. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Will they arrive at a shop to purchase? I think they should. I mean, this is a small town. I don't want to like keep making fleas, jumps, taxi. Okay. I mean, I have one scene that I'm not quite sure about. It's a concern. It's like, oh, man. Thoughts, people? Thoughts, people? Do you have any thoughts? Probably you do. But I need some help. I'm just going to while I'm doing this, because I've sort of finished plotting, I think, I'm going to put something in the chat here. Oh, wait, first, silly me. Copy. I think everyone should go to, boom, go, I put the link in the chat right now. Chat, it is NaNoWriMo.org. This is, it's just like, yeah, a group of people who want to write and all that funky stuff. So I encourage you to go and make an account. Why? Because it's awesome. Then I want you to look up me. That is my username on Camp NaNoWriMo website. Baron Almeric, which incidentally enough is from that game that I talked about before we did the writing sprint, Ultima Underworld. You get pulled out of your universe into the world of Ultima Underworld. I can't remember the name of the country, but you witness the princess being kidnapped. Well, is it a princess? Because it's the daughter of a baron, so not a princess. But Baron Almeric is the person who throws you in the Stygian abyss, the prison, the underworld. It's like, you've kidnapped, unless you release my daughter, you are sentenced to live out the rest of your days in this abyss. And he throws you in and they lock the door. And the only way you can escape is to go down to the bottom. It's an old volcano. So you have to work your way down to the base. The last level of volcano of the underworld is basically lots of lava, strangely enough. And then you escape out the middle. It's a lovely game, and I think if people would just rebuild, if some enterprising game company wanted to remake it, I think they could do an amazing job. In fact, I know you could do it. For me, do it for me. So anyway, a few more minutes of writing. I'm just pondering this last scene that I wrote. Basically, I had in this one, he comes up with a way to contact the people who broke into his store by writing like a lost sign, or like instead of a lost kitten sign that you'd put up on telephone pole, he's like, hey, I found a kitten, but it wasn't a kitten. It was like a scan of the device. A rough one, but like, found this device. If you're looking, and he put it up in the window of his shop, just basically alerting people out there that he still has it. And as soon as he does, they call him. So now he's contacted him. That was the purpose of the scene. However, I came up with a better version. So now this scene is kind of not needed. But I got to figure out what to do. So it's like we need one more scene, and maybe the last act is not the last act. Maybe this is combined with it. Because, I mean, they arrive at the store. Like what I had for the scene was they arrive at the store and then shenanigans break out. Oh my goodness! You're here to make the exchange, but another group breaks in, the rebels, the rebellion who wants to free technology. They break in. And a fight ensues, a shootout. He hides, he's got the file, he escapes out the door. While they're shooting things up, his shop is basically on fire now. He runs through the town, spots his taxi driver friend, and just jumps in. He's like, hide me, which he does. And then he's like, you got to get me out of here. He's like, I'll take you to the city. And that's what he does. So maybe that last scene I have is really 2 scenes. And scene, I'm done. Okay, I think I did it. I think I figured it out. I am a genius. Sort of. We'll see. Okay. And it is 8 o'clock. But we're not going to quit. I started a few minutes late, so I figure we've got to just dilly-dally a little bit longer. So, next week, let me just put this stuff away. Now I'm feeling a little... All my cards, they need to be put away in the right order, or else I'll never remember it. Okay. There. Next week is writing really good dialogue, which I struggle with. Dialogue is for someone who is not very social, is difficult because it all seems kind of awkward to me. I'm not sure if I have if I'm on the spectrum or something. I don't know, but talking one-on-one is okay, but I do feel like this conversation is weird. It's awkward. It's small talk. I don't know what we're doing. So, Quentin Tarantino, his dialogue's very snappy and fun and clever. People don't talk like that in real life. So, I don't know if I should steal his kind of style. Not style, but there's some really good movies where the people don't talk that much. Like when I'm thinking of horror movies where someone's just kind of walking around and being spooked. There, it's almost like the mood, the atmosphere, the settings are what's interesting. And the dialogue is not like, we don't need to know what they're thinking or anything. But when you do write, you don't want to be writing expositional, you know. Oh, don't jump out at me and scare me, Billy. You know that I have a weak heart from that time that I got sick when I was 8 years old, and now my ticker isn't as good as it used to be. Like, no one talks like that. Even though it fills you in on a lot of stuff that you probably want the people to know, it's not natural. Oh, just speaking of also not natural dialogue. Just before I came here, I was watching Independence Day. Oh my goodness. I mean, for the most part, some of it is normal. It's normal Hollywood stuff. But, when Will Smith and Harry Connick Jr. are walking out in their garb and they're like, hey, Big Daddy, you got, they're like, they got their flight suits and they're heading out to their jets to engage with the alien spacecraft for the first time. And they're basically just saying slogans and stuff to each other. Time to kick the tire and light the fires, Big Daddy. Hey, don't light that up till the fat lady sings. And it's just, that whole scene is just, it's weird. Watch it. Go back. That's your assignment for dialogue. For at least what I think is bad dialogue, and maybe I'm really wrong. Maybe that's like a really cool scene and I just don't see it. Go watch Independence Day. Just that scene, I'm guessing like 45 minutes in, 30 minutes in, I don't know, where they've had their briefing and now they're walking to their jets. And they're like, oh man, just watch it. And see if it's as cringy as I think. But anyway, that's the end of the stream today. We got some writing done. I hope you guys enjoyed it for people who were here. And I will see you next Tuesday. Just remember, though, Thursday, 2 days, July 1st. So start writing. Don't wait. Don't wait till next Tuesday. I'm not going to wait. I'm really going to try not to wait. And I'm going to start writing. And we will get this done. We will succeed. We will succeed. And I will see you next week. Love you all, you beautiful people.